Alright everybody, this is Ryan from the AndroidProtocol.com. Just doing a little video here how to get that new developer edition Ubuntu Touch onto your Nexus 7. This process will work on the Nexus 4 and the Nexus 10. It works across the board on Linux, Windows, Mac. However you do it, as long as you have ADB and fastboot installed and set up correctly, it'll work on anything. I'm using Windows just because it's the easiest. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. First thing we're going to need to do is make sure your device is set up to run ADB and fastboot. So a good way to test that is ADB devices. Bam, you're going to get yourself a little number here, serial number, and device, which means it's connected. So to get this process started, very simple process. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to this website. I'll post a link to it in the description of the page. And then you're going to want to download 3 files. First one being this, Grouper, which is the Nexus 7. Maguro is Galaxy Nexus. Mako is the Nexus 4. Manta is the Nexus 10. But in this case, we're just going to use my Nexus 4 so we can get it done and out of the way. So you're going to want to download this one. You're going to want to download this one right here. Whoa, don't need to do that. Going to want to download boot, the boot image, and then you're going to want to download the grouper.zip. Then the big one, which I had problems with earlier because I couldn't find it, is this one right here. So download those 3 files. I'll put those 3 files in the link of the description as well, so that you know the exact files to download for the Nexus 7. Okay. Once you have those files downloaded, you're going to want to put them in the Platform Tools folder of your Android SDK. Now, depending on what operating system you're using, it could be Android SDK Linux, it could be just straight SDK like mine is set up in Windows. As long as these files coincide with that are in the fastboot folder that have fastboot.exe in it, which most likely is the Platform Tools folder. Once you have those put in your Platform Tools folder, what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the command prompt. Pretty simple little thing here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ADB push. We're going to push the zip files. There's the 2 zip files, the phablet-zip file and the grouper-zip file. We're going to push them to the SD card. Now if you're in Windows, this is exactly how you would send it over to the device. Hit enter, let it do its thing. Alright, that didn't take too long to push over to the device. Now this next file, the phablet-zip file that we're going to push to your Nexus 7, is going to take a long time depending on many outcomes. For me, it took forever to push this phablet file over to my device, and the reason why is it's huge. 492,000 kilobytes. So it's going to take a while, so don't get worried. Don't stress out that something went wrong if it's sitting there. Just be patient and it'll work. So what we're going to do is we're going to ADB. Now we're going to push the other zip over to the device. Yet again, this one will take a little while to push over because it is a big file. Things on ARMHF. We're going to push it to your SD card. So while we wait, the developer edition of Ubuntu that we will be installing and looking at is a pretty basic setup, not too much works. On the Nexus 7, it's stuck in, I don't know, I call it vertical mode, portrait mode, so you got to hold it standing up. I tested it out a little bit earlier, messed around with it. It takes a little bit of time to get used to figure out how it all works. Some of the settings don't work. There's a lot of things still that they got to work on. But overall, I think when it's complete and set up, I think it'll be a good little operating system to run on tablets, since it's totally based on touch and you can run it like you're running a computer, which in my opinion is better than using Android on a tablet, just because more options, more ways to do things. Linux is an awesome operating system to work with. I use it on mostly everything except for some of these tutorials. I use Windows just because everything is already set up. A lot of people make toolkits and different things for Windows, and it just makes it easier overall sometimes to use Windows. But I have Ubuntu and I really like it, so I hope this tablet thing really does work out. Alright, as you can tell, that took a long time to push over. Okay, now we're done pushing zip files over to the SD card, so they'll be waiting for us when we reboot into recovery. But first, what we need to do now is we need to get that boot image flashed over in fastboot mode. So what we're going to do is reboot into fastboot mode. Blam. Sorry, the Nexus 7 is sideways. Can't put it up vertically because the stupid cord is plugged in. So now what we're going to do is flash the boot image to the device using fastboot. Your tablet is going to need to be in fastboot mode, which is what you can see up in the top left corner. So what we're going to do Alright, there you go, sending boot over. Okay, writing boot. That's it. So now we're pretty much done with the computer. We don't need the computer anymore. All we need to do now is, let me fix the camera here. What we need to boot now up into is recovery. So we can unplug the device. We're not going to need that anymore. If you want to save what you have on your SD card, if you want to make a backup, I always recommend it. This device is a development device for me, so I don't really save anything to the SD card or do anything. So what we're going to do, like we normally do, It's going to wipe data. I'm going to wipe the cache partition. And we're going to wipe the dalvik cache. Just as a common thing that everybody normally does. Then we're going to go to install zip from SD card. Choose zip. Install the grouper zip first. Go ahead and install that. And then you're going to go to choose zip from SD card again. And you're going to install the phablet-zip. So go ahead and install that. And yet again, this will take a little while. As you can see, it says welcome to the Ubuntu root file system updater. It's going to go through the whole process of setting this up. This is another process that will take a little bit of time. Like when we ADB pushed over the phablet-zip into the SD card. This one takes a little bit of time, so just be patient. Alright, and that's it. All you should have to do from there, go back, reboot system now, give it a second or two to do its little thing. There you go. Done deal. Pretty simple process. Went through pretty quick. If you follow my steps, you'll be running this shit in no time. So I have a review video up about it, how to use it, what it's all about. Pretty basic for right now. Check out the review video if you want to see what this thing is capable of. Thanks for checking out this video. Don't forget to check out androidprotocol.com for all your Nexus needs. Building up my website right now to try to house Nexus device tutorials, Android development, and many other things. So, thanks for watching.